It's Friday, February 1st, and I'm your host, Paula Hersey. On Barnstable Today, nature intersects art, inclusionary activities at Barnstable Recreation, time to think summer, and a gentle reminder for renewals from the Harbor Master's office. First up, municipal and community news and notes. A public hearing on changes to various permits and program fees that will take effect July 1st, 2019 for fiscal year 2020 within the town of Barnstable will be held on February 12th at 10 a.m. in the Town Hall Hearing Room, second floor, 367 Main Street, Hyannis. Information is available at the town website at www.town.barnstable.us or in the town manager's office from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Nature inspires art in all forms and can be a bridge that intersects disciplines. A morning out at Sandy Neck with Barnstable High School fine arts students inspired Channel 18's video specialist Chris Letta and video assistant Stone Dow to step outside the norms of recording government meetings to produce a short documentary on the experience of making art.
There's so many issues with nature and conservation, like in the recent years, like at Sandy Neck, the naturalist was talking to us about how like the endangered sea turtles there, all the wildlife, and like us going to Sandy Neck, doing a project on it. It kind of just like tells a story of like how these things are like, you know, they're important and they're beautiful. They're like really like, all of them balance the ecosystem and it's really necessary and we have to conserve them. And like, it's just kind of like telling their story.
And you can see this little tiny point right here. That's its egg too.
For art, it's a great inspiration. Like I said, it inspired me when I normally don't do much like that. So it's always going to be a source. Nature's always going to be there, or hopefully will always be there. And on that note, it's really important for us to talk about that stuff and work on types of projects like these, because there are problems with nature being taken away and erosion and deforestation. So you really need to make people notice stuff like that and work towards bettering the problems that we have.
And to feed, and when they're a little bit older, they're going to eat snails and they'll eat little tiny fish. But this is going to fuel him, keep him alive until he makes his way out to Mars.
This is just a great way to get them to think authentically. Like, this is an authentic artistic experience where you're going out, you're doing the field research, and just to show them that inspiration can come from anywhere.
It felt really nice and kind of like free and really comfortable for me to be out there. Felt like that's where I should be, in nature.
It's really nice being out in nature, and I feel like every time I go out, you know, I gain a lot from it. It's just like really beautiful to see it all, and I don't get that many chances to go out and see that much. And it was like a lot packed into one day, like a lot of things to look at and appreciate, so.
No.
Are you?
Wow! Oh my gosh! That's so cool!
When I found the bones, it was a spiritual experience. Okay, I felt my brain like explode. It was the coolest thing because I pulled up to the field trip thinking like, wow, I really hope I find some bones here today, you know what I mean? Kind of like half joking because I didn't think it was like possible.
What did I just say in the thing? I wanted to find a skeleton today. That was like my priority.
Wow, this is amazing.
Oh my
That's gorgeous. Woohoo! Good find.
Do I get to keep this? Can I claim land right now?
Like brushed over some grass. It's just this gigantic full vertebrae. The ribs of like what you said was like a dead seal maybe. Such a like golden find. I was so happy about it. I really didn't think I was gonna find anything cool that day.
Seeing multiple perspectives in my piece, it's me who took a photo looking down at when they had just found the bones. Everyone's looking at different things, and I'm doing the main piece of my perspective, and then I'm gonna do little side views of everyone else and what they would be seeing at that very moment.
I started out with a piece of paper, and then I put some plants on it, like plants that I had pressed before in my sketchbook. Then I kind of like drew certain pieces of images that I took while I was there. Just kind of took different fragments from the day that I liked and started to put them together and change their form a bit.
Well, I didn't really have that many ideas while I was there. Not that I remember, but later I was going through the pictures of like things I wanted to use maybe, and I thought that the mushrooms were really cool. The ones we saw there, they were like this big, so I just kind of wanted to like blow them up more. And like I don't get to work with ceramics that often, but I feel like I'm like pretty all right with ceramics and I really like using it, so I just figured I'd go with that.
We're always looking for opportunities to take what the kids are learning in the classroom and bring it out into the community. Whether that is them applying what they know to some idea or place, or pulling references from some experience, or if it's exhibiting in a different situation. So the Sandy Neck Project is kind of an attempt to get them to do all those things. But on that day, they had a response to the plays that was pretty cool. They had an enthusiasm for what they were seeing out there and sharing it together. And it was neat to see high schoolers respond to something like kids. They don't always do that. They don't always have the freedom to do that socially to do that. And they really did as a group. It was a joyful experience for them, or at least it seemed like it. So that was something I've learned from them, from this group. You don't always see that, and it was cool.
I loved seeing their reaction while they were at Sandy Neck, like they were like little kids again, in this sense of wonder and how they've been to this place a bunch of times, but it was like looking at it with fresh eyes. So I learned that they were able to take on that persona, which is kind of interesting.
That is a precious commodity in our day and age. It's tough being a kid these days. They have a lot of pressures on them, lots of expected of them, and it's different even than people that were in high school not that long ago, 10 years ago. It's a different world now with a different set of demands for young people. So to see them having an opportunity to be kids, which they should be kids, they are kids. Even if they're young adults, they should still be connected with that part of themselves. It's great. That's what you want.
Maybe focusing on certain things that they wouldn't focus on normally in nature, or kind of getting a different perspective at something that they've seen many times.
It's really cool to have something in Town Hall. I've never really pushed out my art to any big source like that. I've never really pushed any of my projects out to a source like that where it'd be open to so many people. People will be able to see it, people will get to look at it, and if even one person looks at it and says, that's really cool, I want to go do something else, then I've done enough.
I'm pretty proud that something I made is at Town Hall. I really like that people are going to be able to see it, and I hope people are going to ask questions about it, you know what I mean, where it came from. I hope people like know that it like came from Sandy Neck or along with all the other projects, and they like also feel the need to want to like go out there and see these things for themselves, you know what I mean?
I guess the biggest thing that I hope for with the public seeing our students' work is that they will never underestimate a high school student and their abilities. There's so many like intellectual responses that I'm sure you've heard of in the interviews, that these kids are so much deeper than maybe some people assume when they're looking at a high school student. And I think this is a great way to show them what they can do.
The inclusionary programs at Barnstable Recreation and the Hyannis Youth and Community Center make sports and social activities accessible to all of our residents. There's always so much going on with Barnstable Recreation. With me today, Mickey Davies. It just never ends over there, does it?
So much fun.
So
fun never ends.
The fun never ends. So let's start with what's new, what's coming up.
Oh gosh, we have all kinds of things going on. I wanted to talk a little bit about our therapeutic rec programs today.
Okay.
So we have our Friday night social program, which is a social program for adults 16 and up with developmental disabilities, physical disabilities. And we are right now helping out the Tim Tebow Night to Shine prom.
Oh, fun.
Yes. So we're really excited. That's going to be happening not this Friday, but next Friday.
Okay.
So we're going to be going there, and that takes place at the Gateway Christian Center, right kind of on the Mashpee line in Katuitt.
Yep.
And it happens in churches all over the world. So we are helping them they're having a hard time finding people to come to the prom. So we have really put word out there, getting people to come. Right now, I think we've added about 50 extra people over the people that they had, and they do just a tremendous job, and it's great for the people in the community.
It
So
really is. What a
is.
wonderful, wonderful evening for folks.
They do such a nice job. They have it completely decked out. But in the past, they have had, and I'm not sure if they do this year, but pretty sure, makeup stations, shoe shine stations, I can't even say that, shoe shine stations, hair stations. Everybody gets a king, queen crown. Olive Garden, I think, caters the event. A DJ is there. There's a red carpet that you walk down. So really, it is a night to be treated very, very special. Yeah. And I know a lot of the people in my programs, either, especially if they're older, especially older than 40 or 50, have not been to a prom. Wow. So, you know, it's very, very exciting to be able to go and dance and dress up and just have a terrific time. So I don't know who's more excited, our members of our program or our staff.
Right.
Because we're all excited to go, yeah. So that's exciting.
That is really exciting. So that's coming up soon. What else do you have?
We have our therapeutic rec program, which is reaching everyone through community. Mm-hmm. It takes place on Thursday afternoons at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center. And basically, it's an adaptive multi-sport program.
Oh, that's cool.
It is so cool. We play so many different sports. We've done adaptive pickleball, we've done volleyball, we've done basketball. Everybody loves kickball. It's one of our favorites. Wiffle ball, floor hockey. So we usually get, I would say we average about 35 people who come in for drop-in on Thursday afternoons to play with us. And I'm so very lucky that it's so much fun that other full-time staff who are free, and I thank them so much, come in and play with us as well, because they're much better refs and things than I am. So I, give big props to Mark Bordley and George Noonan and Joe Izzo, who show up, you know, every Thursday ready to play.
Right.
So.
And talk a little bit about, because I'm not sure all of our viewers understand what adaptive sports is. Is that you're able to either use equipment or different types of mobility devices in order for them to play these games?
Yes. So basically, we look at the population that we have, kind of the needs that they may have in playing the game, and it could mean either restructuring the game with different rules or just using different equipment to help do it. For instance, our floor hockey, instead of using real floor hockey sticks, which could possibly hurt somebody, we do have some that have like a kind of a broom ball bottom, but are much softer. And that way, if they do go up high with sticks, nobody's going to get hurt. It's also played in the gym, so we use softer balls. We use different types of bases that won't skid or slide. Maybe we might use different cones to show where the bases are for people who have difficulty seeing. We use T-ball for wiffle ball, and when it's difficult to find a good pitcher or to be able to have that kind of eye-hand coordination, to learn how to first swing the bat and really try to get at the ball at the right time. So yeah, it's great. It's so much fun.
That's fantastic. I love always hearing the stories of being inclusionary.
Right.
And the ability for all of our residents to enjoy some of the things that Barnstable Rec and HYCC do is just amazing. What else you got?
Well, you speak about inclusion, and we try to do a lot of inclusion at Rec. We really believe that there's something out there for everybody, and everybody deserves the right to play.
Right.
So we are real big advocates of inclusion, and often are including kids into our regular programming, our after-school programming, basketball programs, bowling programs, and when need be, we do provide a one-on-one to help them be successful in those programs. So our inclusive programs are great, and we really encourage anybody who has any interest in playing something to come on out and join us, because, you know, fun for everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the Sunshine
Program,
Sunshine,
Saturday
yeah.
Sunshine Program, yes.
That sounds like so much fun.
It is, and that is like the Friday night social, except it takes place in the day on Saturdays, and we're also involved in the Special Olympics. So we do the bowling season, our winter season, and we train for that every other week at Ryan Family Amusements in Hyannis. And then on alternating weekends, we try to do things to keep our team together. We go to the movies together, we do lunch together. We love yard sailing. I mean, anything that they want to, right? Anything that they want to do, we go out and do. But we have just come back from the qualifier for the state games. So we did the qualifier in Brockton last Sunday.
You had some winners on that team.
We had such a great time, and I'm telling you, these athletes are unbelievable. I mean, some of these guys can bowl so well. It's amazing to watch. So, and of course, my team has some really terrific bowlers as well. But everybody out there, all of the athletes, they're amazing and courteous, and just a really great time, really good sportsmanship shown there.
Yeah, you had some folks actually stop and watch the bowlers because of their style and their, just how good they are.
Yes, and when we train in Hyannis, we often have people who may see us and say, oh, you know, there's a large special needs group that's bowling. But then when they start to see us actually bowling, they're over watching, because, I mean, we can get turkeys and the whole thing. So, I mean, our guys are knocking them down. They're very competitive. They've been bowling for a long time, so it's great fun watching them succeed at it.
Right, and 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from now, we have an invitational in South Yarmouth for Cape and Islands, and we're hoping that maybe in March we will go to the state games in Auburn. Wow. So, yeah, it's exciting for us all.
So amazing. Again, I love that Barnstable Rec is inclusionary to all of our residents. If you want to have fun, come to Barnstable.
That's right. Come to Barnstable. That's where we're having it.
Thanks so much, Mickey.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Gateway greeter Grace Rogers has some fantastic news. Summer is coming, and now is your chance to plan for a successful season at the Bismore Park Welcome Center. This polar vortex actually has us thinking about summer already. With me today, Grace Rogers with the Gateway Greeter Program for Bismore Park. Grace, summer's coming, right?
Oh, a few months away, but we're getting there.
But you're already gearing up for summer. So let's start off with telling folks, what is the Gateway Greeter Program?
The Gateway Greeter program was established in 2015, and it's located in the hub of Barnstable Hyannis right here. And really the goal is to make sure that everybody's experience, including residents and visitors, is enhanced and that it's better and that everybody has better access to information about the town resources as well as how they can enjoy their day on any given summer day. So.
All right. So most of the resources are right there, literally at the harbor. People getting off the boats and coming down to visit. You've been a gateway greeter down in that area. Tell us a little of that experience. People get off and do they know where they are?
Sometimes it's pretty exciting. Sometimes people actually fly to the island, so taking the ferry back, they're uncertain where they're located, and that's why we're there. Other people do their homework and they have their whole day planned out, their whole vacation, but sometimes we have little tidbits, of course, about how to enjoy your day in the sand. Other than that, people come down for a day trip and they say, what do we do? And we're happy to help.
And this is where the brochure program comes in, what we're talking about today. So, you know, I come in and I might have an idea of one activity that I want to do, but I kind of want some ancillary things around. So what is the brochure program? How does that help enhance a visit?
Absolutely. So the brochure program really is a way to kind of crowdsource all of the networks that we have available and resources, and it's really open to anybody ranging from arts and culture for nonprofit businesses to for-profit, and they are given a space from $100 if you're a nonprofit cultural to $150 if you are a for-profit cultural organization, and then $200 for-profit for the entire season, which is from April to December. And they have the ability to put any brochures, flyers, anything that they think that would help the program and to market their business in the Welcome Center, which is great because it goes from everything from accommodations for lodging to restaurants to flyers about what you can do throughout your day, different events, anything from 5K fundraisers. It's just everything. So if people need something to do, if people are looking for certain answers, even for residents, it's the place to go.
One-stop shop.
Absolutely. That's what we're trying to do.
There's some retail therapy there too, right?
Oh, of course.
Of course. So how do organizations and businesses get involved with this program?
So there's multiple ways to access this. One being if you go to the town website under the Planning and Development Park Management, if you click on to the left the Welcome Center, right underneath in the blue square is the brochure program. You click on that, the application is right there. They can download it, they can fill it out, they can read the flyer for more information. Other than that, they can always call Planning Development and we can help them as well.
Right, so and this is a full printed, so people who do rack cards or trifolds or things like that, what if it's oversized? It doesn't always fit in that rack.
So we do encourage trifolds only, your typical brochure that you can pick up, throw in your pocket, in your purse. We do have a few different racks for a full size, but we try to keep it to the average size brochure.
Right. And do you have some deadlines on this? Because, you know, yes, it is the winter, but it's going to come fast.
Yes. Our deadline is right around April 16th.
Okay. And do they have to provide a certain number of brochures to this, or is it a, 100 and done?
Well, so the Welcome Center, we see over 20,000 plus visitors, so we always ask for 1,000 right off the bat to be printed. And then when we start running low, of course, doing inventory, we'll contact them for more.
All right. Anything else you want to tell folks about the program or about the Welcome Center?
We're just very happy. We can't wait for the summer season. And yeah, we just hope it gets warm soon.
Exactly. Come summer soon. Thanks, Grace.
Thank you.
The Harbor Master's Office brings you another gentle reminder. Renew those slips, moorings, and wait lists before it's too late. Have you checked your mail? You know, the pile underneath that kitchen counter as the holidays just passed? Yeah, your boat mooring list renewal's probably in there. So with me today, Derek Lawson, Assistant Harbor Master. You got to get them in, right?
Yes, you do. It's that time of the year.
All right, so let's just recap for people what's happening. So renewals of what?
Yes, it's renewal season at MEA. We have mooring renewals, we have mooring waitlist renewals, we have slip renewals and slip waitlist renewals going on right now.
Okay. So if you're on a wait list, you have to renew that or you lose your spot?
That's correct.
Okay.
There's no penalty, there's no late fee. Once it hits February 15th, you're off the list. So make sure, those are the important ones. Make sure you get it in by February 15th.
Okay. And the February 15th date, that includes also the other moorings too?
That is mooring renewals and slip renewals
Okay.
for the wait list.
Okay. So if they fall off the list, what happens?
They're off.
They're off.
They're
So they
off.
have to go back into a lottery?
If those mooring fields are even open, the slip lists, wait lists are closed. So yes, they would be removed totally.
Yeah, so that's pretty important to dig through that mail.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Anything else you want folks to know about this time of year? Obviously getting your renewals in. There were some fee changes, I believe.
There were. The individual mooring fee change, it went from 90 to 135. We haven't gone up since 2015. And we did we looked at other municipalities throughout the area, and we're still among the lowest. And we have the most moorings, so it's still a great deal. It's $135, and it's a great way to be out there on the water. So.
Right. How many mooring fields does the town have?
26.
26, and
Yes.
that includes both north and south
North
sides.
and south side, correct.
So basically, from anywhere in Barnstable, you can get a boat in the water and sit there all summer, right?
That's correct. You can.
Excellent. And I know that the marinas and boat slips and stuff, those are tight. Folks have those over, years and years and years kind of thing.
They do. A slip lease deposit is due by the end of this month, so January 31st. There's usually a lower turnover on the slips. It's usually, I know last year, I think maybe 2 people at the 4 town marinas didn't renew. So, lower turnover there, and those are due on the 31st, so January 31st.
Excellent. Anything else you want folks to know?
No, just renewal season. Make sure you get your renewals in there, and we'll be there waiting for you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Paul.
Here is a look at things to do, places to go, and people to meet. Just in time for Super Bowl fans to get chilly before diving into chili, the MSPCA Cape Cod will hold its 5th annual Super Bowl Sunday Polar Bear Plunge on Sunday, February 3rd at Craigville Beach in Centerville. Registration opens at 11:15 and the plunge at noon. The invigorating Ocean Plunge is a fundraising initiative to support the daily operations at the MSPCA Cape Cod. More information and logistics at www.mspca.org/polarbear. Comments, suggestions, accolades, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, email us, or send us an old-fashioned note by carrier pigeon. Channel 18 works for you. I'm Paula Hersey, and thank you for watching Barnstable Today. Go Pats!